I'm going to show you in this video 5 things that you need to know if you want to buy a land in Ghana. Let me give you a brief history. In Ghana, lands are held in trust. Now, what does this mean? If you're an indigene of Ghana, you get 99 years when you buy a land. But if you're a foreigner, unfortunately, you get 50 years. Now, 50 years you get, some will tell you it is renewable if you have that agreement with them to put it in your indenture. Now, if the agreement is not made for your 50 years to be renewable automatically, that means when the 50 years expires, you are expected to renegotiate with the owners of the land. And another information that I want to pass across here is the fact that at least 80% of the lands in Ghana are held by the stool, and the remaining is held by the government. So you find out that majority of the lands in Ghana, they are held by the stool. Now back to our topic. 5 things you need to take into consideration before you buy a land in Ghana. Number 1, you need to check the property research records. This is the record that will show you or will give you a clear understanding whether that land belongs to the person who is selling it to you. This is very important if you want to buy a property in Ghana. The second one is you have to check the zoning jurisdiction. What does this mean? There are some areas that have been mapped out for commercial use, and there are areas that have been mapped out for residential use. So if, for instance, you buy a land in an area, in a jurisdiction that have been mapped out for residential, and you want to set up commercial buildings in the area, like you want to build shops, factories, you can tell that you're making a mistake because the jurisdiction you are putting up your warehouse or your stores is not the jurisdiction you have bought that land in. So this is very, very important information that you need to get if you want to buy a property in Ghana. Number 3 important thing you have to check is you have to be sure you have a legal representative. Now, you might think, oh, you know it all, you know everything. No. You need legal advice if you want to buy a property in Ghana. Why do you need legal advice? These people will go out of the way to check so many of these records that I'm talking about. They will tell you if the property you want to buy is in dispute or if it is okay. Whatever that is related to that property, they will check out and tell you. That is the essence of you paying the legal team or your lawyers. So it is very important that you seek the advice of a lawyer before you buy a property in Ghana. Number 4 on my list is try and do your title search. Now, the essence of you doing your title search is for you to be sure the person that is selling that property to you is the actual owner of the property. Some people will sell a property to someone and resell it to another person. So if the property has been sold to someone and that person hasn't changed the title to his or her name, and another person wants to sell the property to you, you can find out that there will be a clash. So that is why it's also important that when you buy your property, try and make sure your documentations are right. Do your title as soon as possible. Now, another tip I want to give you here is, even though you have done all your documentation, try and do something on your property. Like you can put a fence, put a gate to secure it, because if, for instance, the land or the property is in dispute, if there are people who are coming forth to say, oh, this land belongs to us and all of that, the moment they see you building on the land, they will show up. So it's important you go ahead and you build your wall to secure your property. This way, you know you have secured it. Nobody will encroach into your property. Okay, so number 5 on my list is to try and do the title search. Yeah. So when you do the title search, you'll be able to know if the person that is selling that property to you is the original owner of the property. Because so many a time, some people will sell a property to someone and turn around and sell it to other 2 or 3 people, as the case may be. You don't want to be a victim of any of these things that I have mentioned. Reason being that we know it is difficult to get money, and trust me, buying a property is not cheap. So try and do your due diligence before you commit your money. Let me tell you, the mistake we make is the fact that we commit before we do the due diligence. It doesn't work like that. Try and do all the search that you need to do before you get committed with your money. I hope these few tips can help someone. So this is where I'm going to wrap it up today. If you're intending to buy a property, I wish you all the best, but please try and do your due diligence. Do not just dabble into it and commit your money, and at the end of the day, you find out that somebody somewhere might take your money and not do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, so this is it all for today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This is Homebound Africa. If you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up, like it, and do click on the bell notification so that whenever I upload any new video, you will be definitely notified.